Let's copy that across. Now let's go to our assumptions page. So remember, you can click on that if you'd like. And let's just scroll up to our toll per car, enter. Now I'm just going to add an extra decimal place there. And let's go to inflation index as well. So, okay, I'm just going to select that whole row and go enter. Yep. And I'm going to put that in percentage as well. So we're going to do exactly the same with this formula. So I'm just going to go copy and paste, because now what should happen is it should quickly copy and paste that formula. Or alternatively, you can just go that multiplied by that. Okay, so I'm going to put an extra couple of decimal places on that also. Now what you can do is you can select these three, and what we can do is we can copy and control arrow across will jump you straight to the end. Go back one cell, shift arrow down will select those cells, or alternatively you can just select those cells, and control shift left arrow back will get you back to there. So now you can paste, and we've got our toll per car nominal. Now we're going to put in our debt. So our total funding required is going to be equals this. Yeah, so I like to put in total funding required before each of the financing facilities in the model. So let's copy that one across. That one's copied a bit too far. So there's our total funding required. I'm going to bold that, and I'm going to put it like that so it stands out. That's our total funding required. Now we have our gearing. So this is how much of that total funding required will be put aside by debt or drawn down on debt for. So gearing, we've got annual interest rate. So this is the cost of the debt. We've got a commitment fee percentage. We've got amortization / repayment indicator. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. And we've got amortization periods remaining. Okay, so the gearing one's easy. Like I said, it's just the percentage of the total funding required, or the funding required for the project that's taken up by the debt, or that's funded by the debt. So let's go and grab the gearing. We have it here. So gearing, it's a percentage. So just gonna, the next two are percentages as well. So the interest rate, now we've assumed that it's a flat fixed interest rate. So the debt interest rate is 7%. The commitment fee percentage is 0.5%. So what the commitment fee percentage is it's simply the percentage that you pay on undrawn funds per annum. So to the extent at the very start of the project we have a large amount of undrawn funds, then we're going to be paying larger commitment fees. As we get towards the end of the construction project, we will have drawn down on a lot of debt, so we won't have many undrawn commitments or undrawn amounts. So the commitment fees will be lower at the back end or at the end of construction. Okay, so the amortization repayment indicator. Now, we don't have an indicator here, so what we can do is we can build an indicator. So the amortization end date is there, and we know it's in between the amortization end date and also the construction end date. So we say equals bracket construction end date is less than, and we'll take the quarter end. Now I'm just going to delete these calculations, and sometimes they pop up, and then multiplied by the calculation. So the quarter end is less than or equal to, and we want it to be less than or equal to the debt amortization date or debt repayment date. So all I'm saying here is that the quarter end has to be greater than the construction end date, because we only start repaying this loan after the construction period's finished and when we start getting in revenues. And then also it has to be less than or equal to the debt end date. Okay, so let's copy these ones across. Let's just sum these. So now it starts after construction, as you can see, and it should end on the 30th of June, 2031. Okay, so these are numbers, and we're going to copy that one down. And now we're going to go sum, select the whole lot there, times it by 1. Okay, so I'll talk about this one in a second. And we're going to lock that last one and push enter. Okay, so now what you'll see is we've got an amortization period remaining. And what we've done is we've locked this last cell in the sum. So that means as we go nearer to the end, we're always referencing this last cell here. So it just keeps counting. So here we have 72 left all the way to the end. Here we have 71 left, etc., etc. And we multiply it by the 1 because we don't want 73s along here. Okay, so now let's put in a corkscrew account. So let's go opening balance, and let's go draw downs and repayments, or amortization as well, and closing balance. So enter, so O. So the opening balance is going to be equal to the closing balance of the previous period. I'm just going to grab this one and go Alt equals. So the closing balance will obviously be the opening balance plus any drawdowns, and then minus any repayments or amortization. So our drawdown is going to be equal the 80% gearing multiplied by the total funding required. The amortization, we're going to look at that in a second. Let's just copy these ones across. So Shift, Control, add arrow right, and Control R.